Definitions.
An open work permit allows you to work for any employer in Canada, except for an employer who is listed as ineligible on the list of employers who have failed to comply with the conditions or who regularly offers striptease, escort services, and so forth. An employer-specific work permit allows you to work according to the conditions on your work permit, which include the name of the employer you can work for, how long you can work, the location where you can work, if applicable, post-graduation work permit, or PGWP. Graduates of certain designated learning institutions are eligible for this work permit. Temporary residence status. All persons coming to Canada who are not Canadian citizens or permanent residents can request to enter as visitor, student, or worker. When they enter Canada, they are given temporary residence status for a limited period of time. Instruction guide. The guide is designed to help you determine if you are eligible to apply for an extension of your work permit or change conditions of your stay in Canada, including applying for an initial work permit. Port of entry or POE letter. It is the letter you will receive from IRCC if you have been approved for a study permit, work permit, or super visa, only if you are from a country that does not require a visitor visa. It is sometimes called the correspondence letter, introduction, or introductory letter. Officially, it is called the Port of Entry POE letter of introduction. The letter of introduction is not your study or work permit. Keep this letter. You must show this letter to officials at the Port of Entry when you arrive in Canada to get your study or work permit. Live-in caregiver. A person who is qualified to provide care for children, elderly people, or people with disabilities in private homes without supervision. A live-in caregiver must live in the private home of their employer while they work in Canada.
Due to COVID-19, you may be eligible to apply for a one-time open work permit of up to 18 months if you apply online by July 27, 2021.
Who can apply?
To be eligible for this open work permit, you must meet the following 5 requirements. Your post-graduation work permit or PGWP expired on or after January 30th, 2020, or will expire within 4 months from the date you apply for this open work permit. 1. You were in Canada as of January 27, 2021, when the public policy took effect, and have stayed in Canada since then. 2. You either have a temporary resident status. This could be from having a valid PGWP, visitor record, or another permit that allows you to stay in Canada, or lost your temporary resident status, but you've already applied to restore it, or lost your temporary resident status, but you'll apply to restore it at the same time as applying for this open work permit. If it's been less than 90 days since your status expired, you can apply to restore your status. To restore your status, use the document checklist and guide for extending your stay as a visitor, a student, a worker. When you apply, make sure to select Restore My Status under Section 3 at the top of the form. Include a note explaining the reason you need to extend your stay. Include the restoration fee. If your temporary resident status is restored, you'll get a visitor record or appropriate permit. Your record or permit will outline the conditions of your stay in Canada. Your temporary resident status in Canada will be extended until a specified date. 3. You include in your application that you're applying for an open work permit under this public policy. 4. You have a valid passport. The work permit will be issued for up to 18 months from the date of approval or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. For example, if your passport is valid for 6 months, Then you will be issued an open work permit for 6 months. To maximize the duration of the open work permit, make sure your passport is valid for at least 18 months from the date of approval. How to apply?
For this open work permit, you must apply online by July 27, 2021. You can only get this open work permit once, and it cannot be extended. If your passport is valid for 18 months or longer, then you'll be issued an open work permit for up to 18 months.
Step 1. Make sure you have what you need.
To apply online, you need a scanner or camera to create electronic copies of your documents, a valid credit or debit card.
Step 2. Read the instruction guide.
You should read the instruction guide before you complete your application. The guide will explain how to complete each field on the form. You may check instruction guide link from the video description.
Step 3. Pay your fees.
In most cases, your fees will include processing fees for you and anyone you include on your application. IRCC will ask you to pay your fees at the end of your application. For this application, you'll need to pay the work permit fee, open work permit fee. You'll be asked to pay this fee up front, but you'll be automatically refunded once your application is being processed. Fee to restore your status in Canada if your temporary residence status has expired more than 90 days ago.
COVID-19. Changes to biometrics requirement for in Canada temporary residence applicants. For now, if you're in Canada and applying to work, study or stay temporarily in Canada, you do not need to give your biometrics. Step 4. Create your online account or sign in.
Pay your fees. Submit your application forms. Check your status. How to start your application.
Once you sign into your account, you'll need to go to the Start Your Application section on the Account Welcome page. Click Apply to come to Canada. On the next page, scroll down to the I do not have a personal reference code section. Click on the Visitor Visa, Study and/or Work Permit button. Get your document checklist.
You must answer some questions to create a personalized document checklist. Make sure you answer these questions correctly. You would like to work temporarily. Answer either less than or more than 6 months. You must select worker as your current immigration status. Answer yes when asked. Does one of the following apply to you? I am subject to a removal order that is unenforceable. I applied for a study or work permit before entering Canada which was approved, but not issued at a port of entry. I am in primary or secondary school, or a visiting or exchange student, in Canada with visitor status. I am applying for an open work permit under an active public policy or pilot program announced by IRCC. I am a student who has completed a program of study that is a prerequisite to my enrollment at a designated learning institution with visitor status in Canada. I applied for permanent residence and was found eligible, first stage approval, under one of the following classes: spouse or common law partner in Canada, humanitarian and compassionate cases, protected persons in Canada, live-in caregiver in Canada. Upload the correct documents.
You need to include the documents listed in your application, including a letter that says you're applying for an open work permit under the public policy facilitating the issuance of an open work permit to former or current post-graduation work permit or PGWP holders. If you can't apply online, you can submit a paper application if either you can't apply online because of a disability, or there's a problem with the online application.